What's up guys, today I'll share the 5 biggest upgrades of the Mini 4 Pro over the Mini 3 Pro. So if you're wondering whether you should upgrade, hopefully this video will help you out. Starting out first, we have this brand new omnidirectional obstacle avoidance system on the Mini 4 Pro. If you remember, on the Mini 3 Pro we had sensors on the front, but they were pointing straight forward, so they were just forward sensors. These are a little bit angled, so now you have this fisheye sensor which covers not only the front side but also the lateral side, and we have them both here on the left and the right side of the drone. And we have sensors that are looking backwards but are also angled, so now they not only look backwards, but they also cover the upper side as well. And of course, we also have sensors on the bottom which cover that area. And besides that, we have the auxiliary lighting, which is super handy to have if you're flying at night and you're landing. The drone will turn this light on automatically and it will reveal the area under it, so it will be safer for it to land and it will be easier for it to detect any obstacles, so that makes it a little bit safer as well. That makes it even better at hovering because it will be more stable, seeing everything that is underneath the drone. So this is the first major upgrade, I would say. This is an upgrade to the safety area of the drone, which is now hugely improved over the Mini 3 Pro. The next update that we have on this drone over the Mini 3 Pro is the camera, and many people are arguing that it's the same exact camera as the Mini 3 Pro, but it's not. It is exact same camera that we have on the Air 3, the same sensor size, the same technology, the same software, and it works the same way as the one that we have on the Air 3, meaning that it's significantly better than the camera that we had on the Mini 3 Pro. You can now record 4K 60 frames per second, HLG and D-Log M videos in 10-bit. You can also record HDR videos in 4K 60 frames per second. And the biggest difference between those two drones is the fact that the shadows have been drastically improved on the Mini 4 Pro. You have a lot more detail, you have a lot more dynamic range from this new sensor on the Mini 4 Pro. And the best time to tell the difference between those two drones is if you're shooting at sunrise, for example, or sunset. Situations that require a little bit more processing power from the drone, because if you're shooting at noon, for example, you might not see that many differences. However, the drastic change really comes very evident if you're shooting at those specific conditions. The next major upgrade to the Mini 4 Pro compared to the Mini 3 Pro is the O4 transmission system, which is super solid, promises up to 20 kilometers in FCC mode and up to 10 kilometers of flight range in CE mode. Which, of course, as we all know, is not super realistic. Nobody goes 10 kilometers away with their drone. However, that makes it sure that you will have almost no hiccups whatsoever wherever you fly this drone, even if you're flying in urban areas with lots of interference, lots of different antennas, lots of different electronic poles and stuff like that. You will not have any issues with this drone, whereas on the Mini 3 Pro, it's easier to get to those points where you start seeing some stuttering on your screen, you start having some black screen without any signal, and you start losing signal altogether, and the drone initiates return to home automatically because it has no signal at all. With this one, I have flown it so much and I've never had any issues with the signal, even in urban areas. I've never had any return to home moments that the drone initiates by itself. It is simply good. It works very, very well, and the O4 transmission system is something that we only have here on this drone and on the Air 3, so it's a brand new system that is still developing, but at the same time it's a massive upgrade over the O3 transmission system. So now it is a major point for the Mini 4 Pro. Next, because we have the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance on the Mini 4 Pro, we have a brand new mode called Active Track 360, which uses these sensors to detect any obstacles in its way and give you a lot more control to follow a specific subject, whether that's you or somebody else. You can use Active Track with this drone to create some really smooth dynamic shots that previously, let's just say, were not working so well on these smaller drones, especially the Mini 3 Pro. Now we have this brand new technology that reads the data from the sensors and sends it back to the brain of the drone, and it takes some really bold decisions sometimes, but for the most part I would say that this is a very clever system that can really help you get those super creative cinematic shots with the drone while being tracked. I've tested it thoroughly and I Even though I was close to hitting a tree, I didn't. I was very impressed by the drone, and I also got some really cool shots that I don't think I've ever gotten with any other active track mode on any other drone. This was just very smooth, very reliable, I would say. And you have a lot of tweaking that you can do to really set the position, the distance, and everything you want from the drone on the Mini 4 Pro. So one more major point for the Mini 4 Pro with the Active Track 360. And finally, point number 5 is the price, which is exactly the same on both of these drones, $759 for both of these drones for the base package that they offer. Now, of course, that is a no-brainer if you don't have the Mini 3 Pro. If you're just looking to buy a mini drone, of course, it makes a lot of sense to just buy the newest tech available and just go straight for the Mini 4 Pro. If you have the Mini 3 Pro, it's really up to you to decide on these 4 previous points, whether they make enough sense for you personally, because everyone has different taste, everyone has different needs when it comes to these drones, how they fly them, what they fly them for, and how often they fly them. The Mini 3 Pro is still a fantastic drone, but I still feel like the Mini 4 Pro is a major step forward if you really want to get the newest tech, if you want to experience something that DJI has been working on when it comes to their active track technology, the better camera that it has, the better camera capabilities, the 10-bit video, the D-Log M, HLG, all these color profiles. With the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, you will have a little bit more peace of mind. So it's really up to you to decide whether these are things that you really care about. Some people just want to snap photos from above and they don't really care about like pixel peeping or color profiles or even the flight time. So for that, maybe the Mini 3 Pro is still the valid choice. If not, the Mini 4 Pro is the one to get. Hopefully this video has been informative enough for you to decide whether you want to jump to the new shiny thing that DJI has come out with. Really hope you found it useful. Let me know down in the comments if you did, and don't forget to drop a like, subscribe for more videos like this one. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.